everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin. I'm here with my co-host, James Haskell, and we have some good news once again. The Ravens have agreed to a couple deals. James, tell us about the first one.
Yeah, so the first one off the board, they're both important, but the first one on the board is Jimmy Smith, a 1 year up to $6 million deal. Don't have all the details yet, but we're really excited about it. I know I'm really excited about it. And we are officially the deepest secondary in the NFL, no doubt.
No doubt. No question.
Yeah, so what do you grade it?
To me, it's for what we're asking him to do, it's an A+, because we're not asking him to be even a starter, really. Now, he's going to play a lot of reps, a lot of snaps because of the, being forced into sub packages a lot and his experience, and also because he's pretty darn good still, and that helps. But for what we're going to ask him to do, I think it's an A+. They knocked it out of the park. He's not going to be lining up like he used to on the outside. That's Marlon. That's Peters. Tavon's back. He'll be in the slot. So you got to think about what he's going to do. He's probably going to be asked to maybe come in and guard a good tight end. Put a big, big-bodied, fast guy like Jimmy Smith. Compared to tight ends, he's up there with their speed. He might have lost a step against a wideout, but to me, I think it was an A+ move. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I like it for a couple reasons. You said this before, and I'm going to coin this phrase here: is that it's really easy. One foul swoop, and your weakness or your deepest position can become your thinnest.
Yeah.
So having Jimmy in there, who's played in the slot, we've seen him do that. Who's gotten physical with tight ends, like you mentioned. And then obviously you're able to put him on an island. He's plenty reliable outside. I think on half the NFL teams, he'd probably be their number one corner.
He'd certainly be one of the top two.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel great about it. Think about this, is that the deal that Josh Norman got from the Bills is $6 million guaranteed up to $8 million.
So he got more. I'd much rather have Jimmy than Josh Norman. It's not even.
I never in my life thought that Josh Norman was better than Jimmy Smith. Yeah, Jimmy Smith had injury history, but when it came to on-field skill, never in my life.
The numbers show it. You look at our defense with him on the field and our defense without him, even in the last couple years when he's considered to be losing a step, it's still made a big, big difference. A lot of people point to that Seattle game as a benchmark for when we acquired Marcus Peters, but a lot of people forget that also was the game that Jimmy Smith came back from injury after missing a good portion of the season after being hurt on the first drive of the first game. So he's certainly been shown to be valuable in our defense. I'm sure he'd be valuable in most, but in ours, he's proven his value.
Yeah, and I love his physicality, the way that he's such a big corner. He's so unique in that way where he's not just tall and long, but he's got some bulk on him too that he can really get his hands on guys, and he's got heavy paws. I just like the way he plays. He plays like a Raven. I hope he has a healthy season, and I think he's going to be a huge contributing factor for us and our long-term success. I'm excited about it. But the other deal that I want to get your take on, so we agree, both an A+ on that deal. I'm really excited that we brought him back. I think it's one of the best things you can do with that money. But the other deal is Anthony Levine for all you true Ravens fans out there. If you're newer, you might not know Anthony Levine that well, but CoCap is alive and well. Anthony Levine, the glue guy on the defensive end, gets a 1 year deal. Details aren't necessarily out yet because probably not going to be much more than whatever the vet minimum might be. But so I'm going to give you my grade. I also think it's an A. Tell me what's your grade, Glenn.
Oh, absolutely. And it's another one of those things where it's what's the defense and the team going to ask him to do? And what they ask him to do, he is fantastic at. I think he's our second longest tenured Raven now behind Sam Cook, who just signed an extension as well. But he's a special teams captain. He's a dime linebacker. He's a safety. He can do pretty much everything. He can play a little corner, a little safety, a little bit of linebacker in the dime. He's our best special teams player, one of our top leaders on the team, always involved in all the offseason programs, and couldn't ask for a better guy in the locker room. So, a lot of like you mentioned, a lot of fans may overlook a guy like Levine, but people like me and you, we know what type of value Anthony Levine brings. Anthony Levine Sr., we should say, brings to this team. And look, it's consistency. He's played in his 8 seasons, he's appeared in 114 games. That's consistency. He doesn't get hurt. And if you kind of look at what the Ravens have been bringing in and bringing back, a lot of it has been players who don't have injury issues. Jimmy is one guy that has had injury issues, but Calais Campbell certainly hasn't. Brockers hasn't. And Anthony Levine hasn't, outside, I think, 1 year where I think he had a break of some sort. I can't really recall off the top of my head, but I think he's only had one season where he was injured. So excellent move. I give it another A+. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'll say is that sometimes people forget that he's played in a single season. He kind of reminds me, not quite as versatile, but Adalius Thomas. You remember he would play everywhere all over the field.
Gunner at 260 or something.
How insane is that? But like Anthony, even in his own right, has played in the same season corner. He's played safety, and he's played linebacker in certain occasions when we need him to. Aside from his responsibilities on special teams. So I think it's a great value add. I'm excited about it. One thing in general that Ravens fans should be really excited about is that I think this time last year we were talking about losing Zadarius Smith. We were talking about losing C.J. Mosley. We were talking about losing Eric Weddle, right?
Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, Terrell Suggs. And who are we talking about losing this year? I realize we lost Marshall, but other than Marshall, who are we talking about losing? And especially that's the only piece I can think of on the offensive side of the ball. Okay, we lost Seth Roberts.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah. So just in general.
Hayden Hurst, but they voluntarily got rid of him.
And we got a second-round pick for him.
Got a steal for him.
I was a Hayden guy, but man, a second-round pick for Hayden Hurst?
That's a heck of a deal considering that Hopkins got, they got that for Hopkins in the Houston Texans. So I agree. I just want to ask you one more question about this. Does this kind of spell the end of Brandon Carr being a Raven?
Yeah, Brandon Carr, they decided not to pick up his option.
No, I know that, but I just meant I know there was a lot of
whether or not they'll bring him back.
Bring him back, yeah. Does this mean that's pretty much out the window?
I don't know. I wonder how long he's going to sit out there.
I would hope. My hope is that he kind of sits out there, and that in case of an injury,
right,
they can sign him off the street, kind of like Bynes.
Right. No, I'm totally with you, and I can totally see that happening. But I'm going to say that we will see Brandon Carr one more year in a Ravens uniform on a lesser deal, less of a commitment financially.
Wow. Okay. Well, with his service time, if that minimum isn't going to be, it's going to he'll get a couple million. But yeah, I
for
doubt,
what, 6?
Who?
He was set for $6 million.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I don't know what the minimum is with his tenure. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think he'll be on somebody's sideline. I don't know if it'll be the Ravens, but I don't think he's ready to hang him up yet.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Well, guys, we're excited. I was really excited to hear this news because it's a Ravens thing. It not only do we get great players back for a great value, I think it adds to the goodwill that we send out in the league. Players love playing here. We take care of our own. We take care of our guys to the best of our ability. Very few guys leave and talk bad about the Ravens organization.
No, you're right. And it's amazing how even guys that are only here for a very short period of time rave about, the organization. And, it's pretty cool. And it shows me that the Ravens are so all in to win this championship. I mean, that's all any fan wants, is to know that their organization has a commitment to winning.
Oh, so excited, man.
Any other team has that commitment more than the Ravens.
That's right.
So,
I mean, we're excited. All you guys should be excited. Lamar's excited. He's eating cereal like nobody's business. So enjoy yourself in quarantine, man. Stay safe. All you guys out there, make sure you stay tuned in. Subscribe. For some reason, 87% of you guys are not subscribing. Still trying to figure that one out. I mean, I think
I got to get Jimmy away from the analytics.
I think we've proven ourselves to you guys. We know what we're talking about for the most part. So
he's getting a little confident over here.
Yeah, so make sure to subscrive. Please help us out.
Subscribe, yes.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up, and also, leave your comments. Let us know what you think about the signings. We'll interact with you as much as we can, and we appreciate it. So we'll be back soon. See you guys.
See you.